Hello everyone, welcome to the Reddit Guy. I have got some interesting Reddit stories for you today. Let's enjoy it. Story 1. Am I the asshole for telling a friend what his wife said about his daughter? This is a throwaway account. Maybe it is just the Sunday scaries, but I feel really uneasy. I am 40 years old and have been married to my husband Vince, who is 42, for 8 years. We have been together for 10. He has a friend named Brady, who is 41, and he has a 16-year-old daughter named Callie from his first marriage. I never knew his first wife. They divorced before I met Vince, but I do know that Callie is very much a daddy's girl. She lives with Brady most of the time and sees her mom every other weekend. Last year, Brady met Morgan, who is 38. She got pregnant, they got married, and they now have another daughter. I am not a huge fan of Morgan. I know it sounds bad, but she is just not someone I would be friends with. I have other friends who did not go to college and things like that, but Morgan is a little rougher around the edges than I am used to. She has gotten better, and she has always said that she adores Callie. I have never actually doubted that, but we are just very different. Anyway, we had a small Halloween gathering last night, and of course, they came. Callie stopped by with her friends to say hi and take some pictures with her baby sister, since she will be at her mom's next weekend, and then she left. Morgan had been drinking more than usual, and later in the night, it was just the two of us talking. I brought up Callie going to college. Morgan kind of went off about how excited she was for Callie to graduate and, in her words, go on with her life. I joked that if Brady had his way, Callie would be living in his basement even after she got married herself. Morgan then said something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm working on that." I was a little tipsy too and wanted to get more information, so I asked her what she meant, but in a friendly way. She started listing a bunch of complaints about Callie. Some of them were reasonable, like being annoyed at how messy she is, but most were unreasonable, like how much it annoyed her that Brady gives Callie so much attention when he could be paying attention to her or their baby. She said she was going to convince him to move after Callie turned 18 to a house that would not have enough room for her, so Callie would need to either find her own place or live with her mom. She was not kidding. I was really disturbed by all of it. After everyone left, I was cleaning up, but still upset about the whole thing. I ended up messaging Brady on Discord and told him everything she had said. I told Vince about it, and he got pretty uncomfortable. He said that he was also disturbed by what Morgan said, but that she likely thought I was her friend and that the conversation was in confidence. But I don't think there's any kind of girl code when it comes to Brady's relationship with his daughter. Now that it's the next day, I'm starting to think maybe I started a whole situation and should have let Vince handle it. Comments. Commenter 1. Not the asshole. You are not that kind of friend with Morgan the way you are with Brady. He deserves to know that his wife wants to push his daughter out of his life because she needs more attention. Commenter 2. Even if this person was the original poster's friend, I would still say this is something worth telling Brady about. The original poster could have had a conversation with Morgan to see if her sober opinions matched what she said while drunk, but it sounds like she's been thinking about this for a while. I don't think girl code or bro code should apply here. If you would want to be told about this, and I certainly would, then you should tell the person your concerns. Most people would absolutely want to know if their partner was planning to kick one of their kids out at such a young age. Commenter 3. No, girl code is a cute idea and all, but it definitely doesn't outrank protecting the well-being of an actual child. You probably aren't friends anymore, yes, but is that really the important part here? Not the asshole. Edit. Also, was Vince actually planning on doing anything? It doesn't sound like he said he was. Reply from original poster. He said it would have been better for him to talk to Brady instead of me messaging him directly. Vince absolutely would have spoken to Brady. He thinks what Morgan said is terrible, but he feels it was not the best way to tell him.
Here is my view of the story. This wasn't gossip, it was a warning. When someone openly admits they're planning to push a teenager out of their own parent's life, that stops being a private conversation and becomes a moral obligation. Girl code doesn't apply when a child's stability is at risk. If anything, silence would have been the real betrayal here.
Story 2.
Am I the asshole if I cancel my husband's birthday plans and leave the house, leaving him to host his family for my birthday? I only have 4 days to make a decision. I have been going back and forth on whether I should cancel my husband's birthday reservations that I made for him at a really cool indoor golf place, followed by dinner reservations. He has always talked about wanting to try both, and I thought it would make a nice gift. His birthday is only a few days after mine. For Christmas, he genuinely took the time to buy and wrap a box of diapers for our daughter in the next size up and presented it to me as my gift. I am still angry about that. Gag gifts for Christmas have never been a thing with us. Last year, he got me a spatula, and I thought this year would be better after the falling out we had over the spatula. For some background, our daughter is now 2 months old, and we have been working on replacing the flooring and painting our home since before she was born, with the goal of having it done before she can crawl. Over the summer, he did the nursery floor. In the fall, a week before she was born, he did the flooring in our older son's room. The flooring was given to us for free by my dad, and my dad also bought my husband his own miter saw for Christmas so we would no longer have to borrow his. I do all the painting. This past week, as we were clearing out our bedroom for me to paint and him to install the flooring, he brought up my birthday. He said, "Wow, all this work for your birthday." I said, "Excuse me? What gift?" He said, "All the work of putting the flooring in our bedroom, but don't worry, I will still do dinner for you and we can invite your mom and my family. What do you want me to cook?" I said I wanted a quiet birthday dinner, just the 2 of us and the kids at Longhorn Steakhouse, then come home and watch a movie together. I told him the flooring was not my gift. This was something we had been planning for a year. I also said with the house torn up, I didn't want to host anyone, especially after hosting Thanksgiving and Christmas. We didn't even have places for people to sit. All of our bedroom furniture and clothes were in the living room, and I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor. I also told him I was not a fan of his brother coming over so they could sit and drink beer all evening while I watched our kids and his. He said no, he was going to cook at home and told me to pick what I wanted him to cook. I said I wanted steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans. The problem is that he cannot make mashed potatoes to save his life and only likes green beans boiled. I like fresh green beans sautéed slowly with olive oil, garlic, and herbs, which means I would have to cook them myself. He said no, we were not doing steak because it would cost too much if family came over and he would just do chicken. I completely lost it. I said again, for my birthday, I do not want people over. He kept arguing and I finally said, fine, do whatever you want for my birthday. Side note, last year he ordered a traditional tres leches cake but ordered it with peaches. I hate peaches. He likes peaches. I like strawberries. My name was also spelled wrong on the cake, and he thought it was hilarious. I am now seriously considering canceling his birthday golf outing and dinner reservations, leaving the house if he invites his family over for my birthday, buying him a box of diaper wipes, and giving it to him with a card that says, "Happy birthday, I painted the house for you." Would I be the asshole? Update. Birthday plans. I have since logged in and canceled his birthday golf outing and dinner reservations for next week. Tomorrow is my birthday, and it's also his day off work, so he will be watching the baby. I booked myself a 90-minute massage. After that, I will be stopping by Starbucks for my favorite drink and spending 1 uninterrupted hour with my new book that my son got me for Christmas. Then I will pick him up from school and take him to see a movie. I will end the day with a long, hot bubble bath, order DoorDash, and finish my day holding my baby girl. That sounds like an amazing birthday to me. For him, I will be getting a card reading, "Happy birthday, I painted the house for you." Inside the bag will be a case of diaper wipes. If he looks disappointed, I will tell him I canceled the golf outing and dinner reservations and got him a bulk pack of wipes, the perfect companion to the box of diapers he got me for Christmas. He'll get the message. Divorce. For those suggesting divorce, kicking him out, or leaving with the kids in the middle of the night, please understand that you only saw a small glimpse of our life. He is a loving and caring father. We struggled with infertility for a long time, and this baby was a surprise but a welcome blessing.
He took a month off work to care for me after I had third-degree tearing and a bruised tailbone. Every night he does the nighttime routine while I reset the house. He wakes up with me for every feeding and prioritizes my sleep. During pregnancy, he cooked me breakfast every morning and massaged my feet every night. Before work, he makes sure I have time to shower, eat, and pump. When he gets home, he gives me 30 minutes to myself. We are a good team in daily life. He is terrible at gift giving. Because of that, I will be doing nothing for his birthday. I am simply matching his energy. For Christmas 2026, I may get him an IKEA toddler bed to assemble and call it a day. Thank you to everyone who showed me kindness. Comments. Commenter 1. Cancel his birthday reservations and take yourself to the spa with that money. Bonus points if you do it while his family is there for dinner. Commenter 2. She should take herself and her kids to Outback Steakhouse for his birthday. Happy birthday. Your present is free time alone. He got her diapers, called housework her gift, refused her birthday dinner request, and still expected her to plan his birthday. I would never buy him another gift again. Commenter 3. I'm trying to understand why you would stay married to someone who has no respect for you and sounds like he doesn't even like you.
Personal commentary. This wasn't about gifts, it was about being seen. When someone calls shared labor a present and ignores clearly stated wishes, that's not thoughtlessness, it's dismissal. Matching energy isn't petty when it's the only language left that gets heard.
Story 3. Am I the asshole for refusing to work things out with my fiance because my life is better now that his daughter isn't around me? I know the title makes me look like an asshole. I accept that. But for full transparency, I wanted to be completely honest here. Basically, I had been with my fiance, Matt, for 8 years. He has a daughter, Vivian, who is 14 years old. I tried so hard to involve Vivian in everything. I enrolled her in extracurricular activities and showed up to every single event. I spent thousands of dollars on things she wanted and needed. I took her out one-on-one to do girly things like getting our hair and nails done or going shopping. One-on-one dinners wherever she wanted to eat. She complained about everything. Every time I took her out to eat, she loudly complained that the food was trash. Every single time we did our hair and nails, she complained that it turned out bad. On Christmas, she complained and asked if she had more stuff coming because she only had 16 items under the tree. Literally everything on her wish list. She said she was grateful but disappointed because she expected more from us. Tie that in with other things like my stuff constantly going missing. My makeup, which she had been told multiple times not to touch, became free game. My hairbrush, which I also told her not to touch, was always left on the counter with huge chunks of her hair stuck in it. Her hair products and makeup sit right beside mine in the bathroom, and despite her products being higher quality, she still used mine. Whenever I tried talking to her about it, she would completely space out. Her eyes would gloss over, she would nod her head, say or tell me it wasn't a big deal and that she was tired of me creating drama with her. My clothes? Half of them went missing. I would catch her wearing them and she would blatantly lie and gaslight me, saying, "You literally gave me this and now you're gonna flip out." She had zero respect for me and it was obvious. Her dad did step in every single time and reprimanded her, but nothing ever changed. Everything came to a head over a bowl of tuna. My fiance and I have a 2-year-old and she has been extremely ill. I'm so busy dealing with fussiness all day and most of the night that I often forget to feed myself. 3 days ago, I finally got the baby to sleep around 11 at night and went to the living room to make myself some tuna and crackers. Vivian came out, saw me making it, got herself a drink and went back to her room. The baby woke up again, so I put my tuna in the fridge. After getting the baby back to sleep, I came out to the living room and found Vivian sitting on the couch eating it. It was the last of the tuna. I was starving and really craving it. I had not eaten dinner because I did not like the meal I made for Vivian and Matt. I snapped. I asked her why she was touching my food when she had already eaten dinner. She rolled her eyes, dumped my bowl on the counter, and stormed off to her bedroom.
I immediately woke up Matt and told him I was done. I told him he and his daughter needed to get out of my house by the next day and go stay somewhere else. He went to his mom's with Vivian, and honestly, my house has been peaceful ever since. Matt keeps asking if he can come home and talk, but I told him I genuinely do not know if I want to work this out because my life has been nothing but peaceful without Vivian here. He keeps saying things like, "You don't mean that, you love her, you've been around for more than half her life." But I have truly come to the conclusion that I do not like that girl, and I love my life now that she is not a part of it. Am I the asshole for throwing away 8 years and a very loving relationship over his kid? Comments. Commenter 1. The original poster owns a house and can afford to spend thousands on a stepkid. That kid has no idea how good she had it and is about to learn. The kid is a problem, the do-nothing father is a problem. Both of them are gone. I would rather deal with custody issues for 16 years than deal with both of them another day. Bye. Commenter 2. The only way the original poster is an asshole is because it took her 8 years to get to this point. I would have told that kid and her parent to get lost a long time ago. Commenter 3. Vivian might finally learn something. Nobody deserves to be a punching bag. They should stay gone. She probably thinks that once this all blows over, she can continue treating you this way because of your loyalty to her dad. It should never blow over that easily.
Personal commentary. This was never really about the tuna, it was about years of disrespect, entitlement, and boundaries being ignored until there was nothing left to give. When someone finally feels peace the moment another person leaves their space, that's usually the clearest answer they're ever going to get. Walking away doesn't erase the effort you put in. It just means you finally chose yourself instead of continuing to be someone else's emotional punching bag.
Story 4. Am I the asshole for refusing to help my parents care for my son who they adopted? I'm an oops baby. My parents had me in their early 40s. I got pregnant while I was in university. I cannot explain here why I did not want the pregnancy. I wanted to not be pregnant, but my parents told me they would cut off all financial support if I did anything about it. So I carried the pregnancy to term. After that, I wanted to put the child up for adoption or leave it at a fire station or safe haven. I was not in a good place mentally or emotionally. My parents insisted on adopting him, so legally he is my brother. I don't hate him, but he's a reminder of something terrible that happened to me. I now go home as little as possible, maybe 2 days a year. I graduated and I live far away from my parents. My brother is 12 now and he is not well behaved. My parents are now in their 70s and having a miserable retirement. They have to dedicate all their time to him. They can't take the vacations they planned. They refuse to downsize to a condo, so they still have yard work and household responsibilities, and he will not help with any of it. None of my actual siblings will watch him to give them a break. They reached out to me for help. I said no. I told them that he is their son and their responsibility. They think I'm cruel for forcing them to do everything after they helped me so much. It took everything in me not to curse them out. Some relatives have reached out to me asking why I refuse to help fix the mess I made. I curse them out and block them. None of them helped me when I was pregnant against my will. Before anyone asks, the biological father is on the registry and cannot be near children. Comments. Commenter 1. Not the asshole, but I would change your tactic. I would have a typed response ready to copy and paste. Remind everyone that you did not want this pregnancy and were forced. You did not want to keep the child and were forced again. And for a third time, you will not be forced to do anything. Your parents made a choice and they have to live with the consequences, just like they made you live with the consequences of their choices. Cursing and blocking people does not get your side of the story out, and people conveniently forget what really happened 12 years ago. Commenter 2. This. Pre-planned responses. Next time someone pressures you, tell them they just volunteered to help. Keep track of who pressures you and pass that list to your parents.
Here is what I think. This is such a heavy and complex situation. It's clear the OP is setting healthy boundaries and protecting their mental well-being, which is important given the trauma involved. No one should be forced to relive past pain for the convenience of others, even family.
Story 5. Husband having an affair with married coworker after 16 years together. My husband and I have been together for 16 years and have 3 children, ages 8, 6, and 2. Our oldest child has cancer. The woman he was having an affair with also has 2 children, ages 4 and 20. My husband and I had occasional conflicts, like most couples do. While they could sometimes be challenging, we generally got along well and always apologized afterward. Even though the conflicts were not frequent, they sometimes felt like a lose-lose situation because neither of us felt fully heard due to defensiveness and emotional triggers. I had asked several times if we could see a therapist together to learn better conflict resolution skills. He always said he wanted to think about it, but he never actually agreed. Eventually, I started individual therapy to work on my own communication and conflict skills. Despite this, I truly believed we had a happy and loving relationship filled with laughter, connection, and closeness. Then, this week, completely out of the blue, my husband told me he had fallen out of love with me and wanted a divorce. He told me this on my birthday. He said it was because of how we handled conflict and that he had known for a couple of years that divorce was inevitable. I was completely blindsided. I regularly checked in with him to see if he was happy, and he always said yes. He then said cruel things about dreading being in the same room with me and being intimate with me. I was shattered. He became cold and harsh, like a completely different person. He had never spoken to me like that in 16 years. He said he wanted 50-50 custody of our children, and that broke me. My kids are my entire life. Friends and family began to suspect he was cheating. I work 12-hour shifts and rely on my husband to do school pickups, but lately he had been working through lunch, leaving my parents to pick up the kids. He was also staying late at work and would delay picking them up from their grandparents' house by hours. I was always grateful for how hard I thought he was working for our family. I didn't want to believe it, but when I checked his phone, I found everything. There were nude photos from both of them, videos of them having sex at work, videos of them in hotels, selfies of my husband taken while waiting in my son's chemotherapy room, messages where my husband vented about arguments between us, and the mistress responded by saying I needed to get a fucking clue and that she was happy he was able to put it back on me. I screenshotted everything and sent it to myself before confronting him. It turned out he was in love with his mistress and wanted to be with her. He said it was complicated and admitted that she had not told her husband about the affair. It had been going on for over a year. My son was diagnosed with cancer in September. Knowing what he was doing during that time made me physically sick. Despite everything, I was completely devastated to lose him. The way he spoke to her was nothing like the man I knew. I never would have believed he was capable of this. I told him to leave and sleep at his office that night. The next day, he called and said he wanted to come back and stay in the house indefinitely until the divorce was finalized. Legally, he had the right to be there, but being around him made me physically ill. I was miserable and didn't know where to start. Watching him leave the house and knowing where he was going was unbearable. I told him that legally I was still his wife and I did not want him communicating with his mistress under my roof or around our kids. He agreed, but after all the deception, his word meant very little to me. He even had the nerve to ask if his mistress could be around my children. I was furious, heartbroken, and completely overwhelmed. I felt like everything in my life was collapsing at once. My kids didn't know what was happening yet, but they could sense my distress. I tried to hold myself together and leaned on family and friends for support. I was also terrified of losing our home. My husband wanted to sell it.
My parents mentioned they might be able to buy him out, but interest rates were high and my credit wasn't great. I was scared I would lose the low interest rate we had when we bought the house. I couldn't eat. I lost 10 pounds in 1 week. I couldn't sleep. I had never been so depressed or overwhelmed in my life. In 1 week, almost every part of my life was threatened. Someone please tell me it gets better, because I was barely hanging on. Comments. Commenter 1. 6 things to do right away. First, see a ruthless lawyer with all the evidence of his cheating. Even in no-fault states, it can be used as leverage for a better settlement. Second, get tested for STDs. Third, find a therapist. Fourth, gray rock your wayward husband. Only communicate about the kids or the divorce. Fifth, focus on your children. They will experience the trauma of this betrayal too. Sixth, tell friends and family what happened so they know why you're divorcing. Take care of your physical and mental health. Your children need you. Do not believe anything he says. Do not take him back, and tell the other betrayed spouse. It takes time, but you will heal. Commenter 2. Tell the other betrayed spouse and let him know you have proof. Lawyer up and prepare divorce papers even if you decide later not to use them. I would leave him despite how hard this is, but it's your choice. Lean on your support system and prioritize yourself and your children. Commenter 3. Talk to a lawyer before doing anything. It may be better to wait to report workplace issues after the divorce or once your child's medical situation is more stable. Ask about custody, child support, and financial reimbursement for money spent on the affair. Protect yourself and your kids. Update. It has been a few weeks since I found out about the affair. I read the messages the mistress sent my husband during the most painful period of my life. I saw her say I needed to get a fucking clue and that she was happy my husband put the blame back on me. I explained what was actually happening at that moment, how my entire 16-year life was collapsing without warning. I told her how my children were waiting to eat dinner with their father, how my sick child was undergoing chemotherapy, how I was lying to my kids about why their dad wasn't home. I reminded her that my husband chose to betray our marriage, but that her actions destroyed an entire family. I told her she should tell her husband before I did. Update 2. It has been over a year now, and I am finally in a better place. My son is officially cancer-free. He rang the bell at the end of 2024 and is now healthy and thriving. I hired the best attorney in town, filed for divorce in August 2024, and it was finalized in November 2024. My parents helped me buy my ex out of the house, and I was able to keep our low interest rate. The house is now mine. I have 70% custody of the kids, and my ex pays significant child support. The affair partner's husband now knows, and they are divorcing. I rebuilt my home into a sanctuary and rebuilt myself through therapy, faith, and self-care. I am peaceful now, stronger, happier. I am dating again and learning to trust slowly. I struggled deeply during this process, but with professional help and support, I found my way through the darkness. It does get better. Final comments. Commenter 1. Cheating while your child battles cancer is unforgivable. Commenter 2. The timing suggests the affair may have started before the youngest child was even conceived. Commenter 3. With that in mind, I'd protect assets for the kids at all costs.
Personal commentary. This story is heartbreaking but also inspiring. The author navigated unimaginable betrayal while protecting her children and her own well-being. It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest times, it's possible to rebuild and find peace with the right support and boundaries.
And that's where this story ends. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Reddit Guy.